Was SummerSlam in Cleveland the greatest SummerSlam of all time? I don't know if I can say that, but I'll definitely give you my thoughts and a recap of the whole show. But first, my name's Tyler Russels. I create wrestling content here on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, I'm on there. You could please subscribe to this channel and like this video, and then at the end, comment on your favorite matches, what your favorite moments were, and if you disagree or agree with me. I'm always here for feedback. But let's get into SummerSlam 2024 live from Cleveland. Kicked off the show. Well, we had Jelly Roll perform first, but the first match of the night was Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Title. Obviously, Rhea actually dominated a lot of the match. Liv did get some offense in, and then at one point, Liv did actually basically bang Rhea's shoulder out of place. It sounded like Rhea actually ran her shoulder into the announce table and popped it back into place, but it was definitely bugging her for most of the match. As you can see here, later in the match, she went to get a chair and was going to hit Liv. Dom was trying to prevent her from, if she would have hit Liv, the match would have been over and Rhea would not have won the title. But Dominic had a little bit more up his sleeve. Dominic grabbed that chair, and then as the ref was distracted by Liv, slid it in there, lived at oblivion onto Rhea, and Liv Morgan is still your world title holder. And as you can see here, after the match, Liv and Dom shared a kiss and walked out together. Rhea Ripley was absolutely heartbroken, and it was just a sad moment and just step one in the crumbling of the Judgment Day at SummerSlam 2024. Like I said, Liv Morgan is still your WWE Women's World Champion. Next up, we had Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title. It was a match honestly dominated by Braun. I mean, Sami got a little bit of offense in here and there. I mean, we had multiple spears in this match, and Sami, like I said, got a little bit of offense jumping out of the ring. I got a couple his exploder into the corner, and it just was too much brutality and pure strength from Braun Breaker at the end of the day, because he became the Intercontinental Champion, and it's his first title, singles title that is, in the main roster. It was a big moment for him. You could see he almost was breaking down because his dad and his uncle and a bunch of his old friends and stuff were up in the attendance. So next up, we got LA Knight and Logan Paul. This honestly might have been my favorite match of the night. There was so many good moments between LA Knight doing a neck breaker on the announce table, and the table didn't break to Logan. We got Machine Gun Kelly involved. We got Logan's stupid crew involved. Kicked it off with LA Knight breaking a window out of Logan Paul's prime truck. As far as the in-ring match, I mean, there was some crazy stuff, as we saw here. Logan doing the reverse springboard salt down onto the ground onto LA Knight. Logan also did some crazy stuff off the top rope. LA Knight had some ridiculous moves. He had a it was almost like a neck breaker superplex off the top rope that was just, it looked nasty, and it was just absolutely crazy match. But in the end, LA Knight, yeah, picks up his first United States Championship, and it's been a long time coming because, like I said, and before this was supposed to happen last year, according to a lot of people's thoughts, but it didn't, and now it finally came to fruition, and LA Knight is your United States Champion. Next up, we got Bailey versus the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax. This match, actually, I kind of enjoyed it. I know some people it wasn't their cup of tea, but there was some crazy stuff. Bailey had some crazy suplexes. Nia dominated that throwdown right there of Bailey, just one armed, pure brutality, pure strength. It was absolutely amazing. Bailey then power bombing Nia off the top rope. She walked her out to the center of the ring and then just dropped her down the power bomb. That was, I can't believe Bailey even did that, honestly. It was absolutely insane. But definitely a moment I remember very well from this. We had Bailey off the top rope doing her awesome elbow from the top, like, and Tiffany Stratton then came out. Everybody was like, "Oh, she's gonna cash in. She's gonna cash in." Bailey basically beat her off the edge of the ring right away, so she wasn't even a factor other than a distraction, and that's all that Nia Jax needed to pick up the victory and become the new WWE women's champion. And honestly, I am all for this. I am all for Tiffany and Nia's dynamic together. The story that they can spin off this, where they're eventually probably going to part ways, and Tiffany might cash in on her. I love these two as a duo. And honestly, Nia Jax gets a lot of hate, but she has come a long way the last, especially 6 months, I think. She's really been working on her in-ring game. And I mean, obviously you can see she's also slimmed down a lot, and I think that's helped her too. But I'm excited for Nia Jax as our champion. And as we can see, the CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with special guest referee Seth Rollins. It was an interesting match, honestly. It was a lot of it wasn't a very slow paced match because there was a lot of times where they both would question Seth Rollins if they could do this, if they could use a chair, if they could do that. So it was very slow and methodically paced, which in the end kind of led to the greatness of what the story was telling. As you can see, Drew was smashing Punk's shoulder that he just got fixed into the announce table. Later on, Punk did not like what Seth did, and Punk put Seth in a GTS. And of course, Punk was so obsessed with Seth because Seth had his friendship bracelet on that had AJ and Larry's name on it. He picked it up and put it on his own arm, and Seth did not, or Punk did not like that Seth did that. So Seth got a GTS courtesy of CM Punk, which distracted him enough for Drew McIntyre to pick up the victory, take that friendship bracelet back, and beat CM Punk. And he was very vindicated after that. But CM Punk pretty much screwed CM Punk there. We had Jelly Roll get involved with R-Truth and The Miz, and then Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. They were basically out there in the middle of the ring, and Truth was calling the Grayson Waller and Austin Theory the Rock and Roll Express. As that happened, Jelly Roll snuck up behind them with a chair. Jelly Roll gave him one hell of a choke slam to, I think it was Austin Theory, and then they all did a triple five knuckle shuffle, and it was a great moment. It was a fun moment, a good break in the action. But yeah, it was a lot of good. It was a good time. Next up, we have the Ring General Gunther versus Damian Priest, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. This match was another one of my favorite matches of the night. Probably one of the best hard-hitting big men matches that the WWE has seen in quite a while. These guys absolutely destroyed each other at one point. I mean, you can see from the chops here, they were brutal. Damian's chest was red. Gunther's chest was bleeding. I mean, from all the kicks and chops that Damian was laying in on him. At one point, Finn Balor came out, and Finn cost Damian the victory. He put Gunther's leg up on the rope, and it cost him the victory. And Damian finally figured that out. And Gunther capitalized and became your new world heavyweight champion. As you can see, look at his chest. It's absolutely tore up in this picture. But after the match, as you can see, world heavyweight champion. After the match, Finn was staring down Damian, and there's part two in the death of the Judgment Day at SummerSlam 2024. Cody Rhodes versus Mr. Solo Sikoa for the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Cody Rhodes came out with this awesome mask. On the way to the ring, he brought Pharaoh, and then he saw Arn Anderson, and Arn gave him a pep talk and kind of told him, "Don't worry, we got friends here, back you up." And Cody went out to the ring, and they got into it. Honestly, the match itself really wasn't that great. The whole thing about the match was the run-ins, and we had Kevin Owens return after both Tongaloa and Tamatonga attacked Cody because it was a Blood Running Rules match. Kevin came in and saved him for a while, but then they overpowered him. So then we had Randy Orton run out, and they fought the Tongan brothers out into the crowd, and it was just back to Solo and Cody. Then, of course, Jacob Fatu appeared, and they took full advantage. Jacob actually ended up getting injured. After SummerSlam, there's actually people saw him in a walking boot. Solo took full advantage, but Cody still kicked out. And as they were both kind of laying there in disbelief and on the floor, none other than Roman Reigns' music kit. And of course, he went after Solo Sikoa, the false tribal chief. And it was absolutely beautiful. It was a great moment. The crowd absolutely popped like crazy. And I absolutely enjoyed it. Cody then went on to get the 1, 2, 3 and retain his undisputed WWE championship. And after the match, the two, Roman in the aisleway and Cody in the ring, stared each other down. Roman said something to Cody, but I couldn't quite pick up what he said. But this is definitely the beginning of the Bloodline Civil War, and we'll be getting back to Cody and Roman. There's just a lot of awesome pieces and threads and things that will come off of this. And I don't know, I absolutely enjoyed it. Overall, I think this was a very good show. A couple of the matches were so. Actually, for me, actually this match and uh Rhea Ripley's match, other than her shoulder thing, they were kind of two of the slower pace, not as much extra story. It was more about what was going to happen afterwards. So I'm going to give it actually an 8.2 out of 10. I definitely think it's right up there. It's probably one of the top 5 SummerSlams. I don't think anything can beat. For me, 2002 SummerSlam is my favorite, but it's definitely right up there. So, what'd you guys think? Let me know what your favorite match was. Let me know what you loved, what your favorite moment was in the comments below. Also, if you could do me a favor, subscribe to my channel and like this video. It'll help boost it so more people can get involved and we can have a better conversation about professional wrestling. But, anyways, that is my recap of SummerSlam 2024 from Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm Tyler Wrestles. Peace out.